All right. Good morning. So today, this strategy is what I've talked about before, and some people have shown me proof of how they actually use the same strategy to take an account from the person that sent it to me. Actually, used it to take, I think, an account from $5 or $3, and was making massive money. I think was turning it to about 10 4 in a day. Now you can use the same strategy, and I'm actually coming with the other aspect of it because it's two. Now this is the second method. The first method was the one that actually has both on the indicator window one and also on the main chart. So we have this only on the main chart, and this strategy you can use it to trade anything, not just only boom and crash. You can use it to actually trade volatility. You can use it to trade step index. And if you watch my video, I talk about that. The first time I saw this strategy, the person used it to take trade on step index majorly, and was just like saying that you can use it on other thing, but I was using it on step index then, and I was making profits using it on step index. Then I tried on the crash, the new crash 10, that's crash 300 when it was introduced. At that time, when it moved very fast and the spike looked very dangerous and very catastrophic, that if you're not careful, you can actually blow your account off. So here we are today, and we're looking at it again. So it's just a simple thing. You don't have to make it complex. Just go to your, just click on your chart, then the circle come up. Click on the F sign, then your main. If nothing is there, probably it means that nothing. You don't have anything on your chart on your screen. So you click on plus. Then when you plus, you just go to the moving average. You select the moving average. You first of all select the 300 moving average. Then it has to be, the period have to be 300. Then the method must be linear weighted and must be applied to weighted close. Then you click on done. Then you go again by adding again another moving average. This time around it's going to be 100. Period is going to be 100, and the method will be linear weighted, but apply to, instead of close this time around, the apply to will be previous indicators data. Then you click on done. Once you click on done, you are done. You don't need any other thing. Like I said, keeping it read and keeping it simple. Now on your chart, what you want to do is to wait for the moving average crossover. Remember that the color needs to change between the 100 and the 300, because if you don't change the color in the style, like here, if you don't change the color here, you can see the colors around this style region. If you don't change the color, you will not see the difference. You will only see the difference in the gap when they cross, but they will be the same color. So change the color so that you will quickly know when they cross over. Okay, so what you want to wait for is the moving average crossover. You can use it for crash, and you can use for spike and anti-spike. So if you are using it for spike, you actually wait for confirmation to see that the market has actually come below the moving average crossover, and you see that the moving average has crossed. Now, like I used to say, many of the time when you are looking at it from the crash standpoint, the question you want to ask yourself is that, are you like in hurry about making profits, or you are somebody who is much about taking the best trade? Now, why I'm asking the question is that when you have this crossover here, there is tendency that the market never come back to the moving average. But that is the safest point of entry. The reason is because you want to enter at a point where your stop loss is tight. You don't want to actually set unreasonable stop loss. You want to set a stop loss that is reasonable. So in this case now, what did we do? We are going to we are going to actually wait for the market to actually return back to touch the moving average. Then we enter our trade. That is sell. Then where did you expect the market to actually spike to? What I usually advise is that the point where the market spikes to before it reverses back to that your uh, where you are waiting, that is the moving average, to actually take your trade. Remember that the market first of all spike all the way down to this point, then come all the way up. Then normally you should have set stop loss, take profit here. Then your stop loss a little bit above the two moving average. Now, does it mean that sometimes you will not be stop out? You will sometimes. That is the reason why you want to set a tight stop loss. Okay, so then many of the time what people look at is that, but I miss all this opportunity. If I set my take profit here, if I set my take profit at this point, can you imagine the market went all the way to this point before it returned back again? And remember, you can always re-enter the market and re-enter the market. What I mean by re-enter the market is that the moment you actually take your profit here and you have the market pull back, you wait for it to also touch the moving average or move very, very close to the moving average, so that when you are setting your stop loss, it will still be a little bit above the moving average. Then you also you set your take profit at the point from which the market make a reversal from. We can see the market there. Like I said, does it mean that you will not be stop out in some cases? Some cases you will. So let's say you have set your take profit here, the market went all the way back again. Let's say you've entered your trade right from around here. You don't want the market to spike, so as it moves closer, you already enter your trade. Then the market went all the way here. Then you set your stop loss around this region above the two moving average. Then it spike again all the way to your entry, your take profit region. Now, just like that, then at a point, let's say at this point, you're not looking at the moving average that they are already, that you've sold over and over again. Let's say you even sell again around here, that you want to take advantage of the market. You set your take profit here, then you see the market when it was no longer getting to that point, then it crossed the moving average up and stop you out. There's no reason to be selling again. You're looking for a crossover for a buy. As simple as that. Now, the same way we talk about the sell, the same way we talk about buy. So when are we going to buy? The moving average did not cross here, so you could not have taken this trade, because the two moving average shows that the market is already above the moving average, showing you that it's ready for a buy. But obvious truth that you will have to tell yourself is that there's no way you could have taken this trade, because this is when this moving average crossed. Like I always say, there's no reason to actually pretend. So you would not have actually taken that your buy. There's no way you would have assumed that you should have taken your buy, because that is not safe. As much as the market has crossed the moving average upward, the moving average itself, they've not crossed each other to confirm an upward movement of the market. So what did you do? You wait. Then you see the market spike. The distance between the spike and the moving average far apart. There's no way you want to take that trade. But this one looks closer, like I used to say. So when it spikes to this area, look at this area to this point, then you can take your trade. Now, this is the logic that I love in this when you are buying. So what did you do with your take profit when you have a spike to this point? You let your take profit and stop loss to be 1-to-1. So what I mean is that you calculate from here to the place where you are setting your stop loss. That's, let's say this market spike to this 85. So let's call it 86. Okay, that the market spike to 86, and you are setting your stop loss at 66. So let's say stop loss 66. Okay, 66. That you set your stop loss at 66. So where will you set your take profit? Also 106. 86, 66, and 106. Sorry, 406, because this 386, not just 5086. It is 5386, so it will be 406. So to 406, that will be 1-to-1 as your first take profit. Then you understand the next take profit will be 1-to-2, then it will be 5426. Now, or in a simple sense, calculate tick. Like if you have entered your trade and you have put your stop loss, you can work with ticks. That I work with 5 ticks, I work with 6 ticks. Why we advise it should not be beyond 5 ticks, because you don't want the market to spike before you get out of the trade. And look at it, the beauty of it is that if you work with spike and not with the way I just explained now. So let's say you enter your trade here, you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You are out of this market, then you have another spike. If you enter this market, even if the market spike all the way down, remember you've gotten out of the previous one and you make some profit. So when the market spike and give you a better entry to enter, it's still an opportunity to still make additional money. Now, that's just the way you trade. And to actually play more safe, you want to go to higher time frame. You want to go to 15 minutes, 5 minutes, 1 hour to know the direction, because the moving average is telling you that current direction. So if it is above, the market is uptrend. If it is below, it is downtrend. So if you check on 1 hour and you see an obvious downtrend, you will know that every opportunity of the uptrend that you are seeing on 1 minute, you must be careful with it, because higher time frame told you that the trend is against you, and you don't want to take a trade that is against your trend. So, like I used to say, take your trade, practice it on your demo account before you go to your real account. And when you go to your real account and you take the trades, share your experience, your results with me. I would love to have your results. I would love to see them. All right, see you guys in the next video. And like I used to say, subscribe if you are not yet a subscriber. If you love it, feel free to give us a thumbs up and recommend the channel to your friends. Thank you.